Hi, fifth grade. This is Miss J. Today is Thursday, April 2nd, and we're going to jump right into reading. Today, we're going to read an excerpt from Snowflake Bentley by Jacqueline Briggs Martin. Now, the first thing that we should do is skim the text and figure out what genre is this text. Is it fiction or is it nonfiction? Take a second to skim through the text and think about it. Note that you should have your text open in a different tab as well as this reading video so that you can follow along. You'll want to pause the text, jump into your multiple choice, and come back to this video so that we can go over multiple choice together. Now, as you're reading the text, you should be writing notes, annotating small notes on a piece of paper. Those notes and annotations will help you to answer the multiple choice question and will be able to help you once you're getting ready to do your writing. Now that we've gone through all those steps, I want you to pause this video and jump right into the text. Once you've completed the text, come back to this video so that we can go over multiple choice. All right, welcome back. So you should have at this point read the text, annotated and took notes, went to Google Classroom and completed the multiple choice response quiz for today. Now that you're back, we'll go through all of the questions and figure out what our best answer choices are. So for our first question, what is the meaning of the word pelted? So for our first question, what is the meaning of the word pelted as it is used in paragraph 3? A, created, B, found, C, saved, D, through. So let's go up to paragraph 3 and figure out what is the best meaning of the word pelted. So I have my word pelted here. Let's read the surrounding sentences to figure out how to best use our context clues. When his mother gave him an old microscope, he used it to look at flowers, raindrops, and blades of grass. Best of all, he used it to look at snow. While other children built forts and pelted snowballs at roosting crows, Willie was catching snowflakes. So children pelted snowballs at roosting crows. So by the answer choices, we can see that A, created, wouldn't be the best answer here because children aren't creating pelted or aren't creating snowballs, right? That wouldn't be the best answer because there's an action there, right? We wouldn't say created snowballs at roosting crows. That doesn't really make sense. Let's scroll down. The children didn't find the snowballs either, so that wouldn't work. Saved also wouldn't work here. Through would be our best answer choice, right? The children threw the snowballs at roosting crows. Question number 10. Which quotation best supports a main idea of the article? A, he expected to find whole flakes that were the same. B, fussing with snow is just foolishness, his father said. C, even so, his first pictures were failures. D, now everyone can see the great beauty in a tiny crystal. So, right, we're finding the quote that best supports the main idea of the article. So, a good strategy to figure this out would be to look at the paragraph that each sentence is in and carefully analyze it. So here I'm in paragraph 7. I'm going to underline that quote. Whoops. Awesome. So now everyone can see the great beauty in a tiny crystal, he said. So this talks about how Willie was able to see the beauty in a snowflake. He loved to take pictures of them, and they were so important to him. And this quote would best describe the main idea of the entire article and how Willie felt about snowflakes. So we can eliminate. He expected to find whole flakes that were the same. That doesn't really explain the main idea of this text. B, fussing with snow is just foolishness, his father said. This quote also doesn't really get to the root of the main idea of the article. It's just simply stating the opinion of his father. C, even so, his first pictures were failures. Now, this can potentially seem like it would support the main idea of the article, but it doesn't, but it's not our best answer. So here we would pick D. (11) What does the information in paragraph 9 suggest about the author's point of view? A, the author believes that Bentley could have been more careful. B, the author respects Bentley's many different interests. C, the author admires Bentley's dedication. D, the author questions the methods Bentley used. Let's scroll up to paragraph 9. So at this point, I would reread paragraph 9. Also take a look at any notes you annotated for this paragraph or that you've taken. This paragraph is specifically talking about Bentley's dedication. I'm going to pull out I'm going to underline some notes that would prove that point. So the first sentence that I noticed, he waited hours for just the right crystal and didn't notice the cold. That means that Willie was willing to be uncomfortable and wait hours just for the right crystal. If the shed were warm, the snow would melt. If he breathed on the black tray, the snow would melt. If he twitched a muscle as he held the snow crystal on the long wood pick, the snowflake would break. He had to work fast, or the snowflake would evaporate before he could slide it into place and take its picture. Some winters he was able to make only a few dozen good pictures. Some winters he made hundreds. This paragraph shows how determined Willie was for the right crystal. He was willing to sacrifice his comfort, and he would work super fast so that none of those things that we just read would happen. So he would make sure that he worked super fast so that he didn't run into any of those issues. He was determined to make sure that he was able to get a few dozen good. My best answer for number 11 would be C. Number 12, which statement is true based on the information in paragraphs 6 and 11? A, Bentley's work with snow required expensive equipment that he was willing to spend all his money on. B, Bentley was thought to be foolish throughout his life because of his interest in snow. C, Bentley's parents thought he should do something with his life other than taking pictures of snow. D, Bentley became less interested in studying snow than in publishing pictures and giving speeches. So we're going to scroll up to paragraphs 6 and 11 and see which one of these answer choices describe the information in those paragraphs the best. So in paragraph 6, take a moment to reread that. So once you've read that paragraph, you can see that there's evidence that Willie was willing to spend his money. So when Willie was 17, his parents spent their savings and bought the camera. When Willie was 17, his parents spent their savings and bought the camera. This shows that, even though his parents didn't agree with it, he was so determined that his parents spent their savings and bought the camera for him. So this shows that Willie would probably be willing to spend his own money. Now, paragraph 11. So I would take a second to reread this paragraph. Take a look at your answer choices and see if you find any evidence. So we can see in this sentence that there's evidence that Willie is willing to spend money on his expensive equipment. The little farmer came to be known as the world's expert on snow, the Snowflake Man, but he never grew rich. He spent every penny on his pictures. Willie said there were treasures in snow. I can't afford to miss a single snowstorm, he told a friend. I never know when I find some wonderful prize. I never know when I will find some wonderful prize. This is showing that A would be our best answer here. Right? Yes, his father mentioned that it was foolish in paragraph 6 for him to be so interested in snow. But that wasn't So A is our best answer. Number 13. What does the reader learn about Bentley from paragraphs 10 and 11? A. He was more interested in sharing his work than in making money from it. B. He worked hard to develop a way of making photographs of snowflakes. C. He wanted to find out if all snowflakes were different from each other. D. He was able to follow his interest because of the help he got from his family. So right now, I want you to scroll up to paragraphs 10 and 11 while thinking of your answer choices. And what evidence can you find about what you as the reader is learning about Bentley? So in paragraph 10, it states, but snow crystal pictures were always his favorite. He gave copies away or sold them for a few cents. He made special pictures as gifts for birthdays. This shows that he didn't care much about making money from it because he sold them and gave them away for a few cents, and he made them special pictures as gifts for birthdays. So he gave them away for free. Also, like we've already underlined in paragraph 11, but he never grew rich. He spent every penny on his pictures. So this shows that he didn't care about making the money, but yet he was willing to spend most of his money on his photos. So answer choice A would be our best answer. Number 14, which sentence best describes how the article is organized? A, the reasons for Willie Bentley's experiments with snow are presented, followed by their eventual conclusions. B, the events of Willie Bentley's life and his study of snow are described as they happened over time. D, the different problems of photographing snow are explained and then Willie Bentley's solutions are described. D, the important ideas about snow and Willie Bentley's discoveries are presented, followed by details and examples. So with your notes and your annotations, you should be able to come to this conclusion. B, the events of Willie Bentley's life and his study of snow are described as they happened over time, from the beginning of the end of the story. From the beginning to the end of the story, it describes that in detail about Willie Bentley's life and how it's changed. So now that we've gone over all of the multiple choice, you're going to head on over to Google Classrooms and complete your writing prompt for today. Now we have our directions here at the top. And remember, you're writing an essay. Take a second to read those directions. For your essay prompt, you will explain how Willie shows determination in trying to show the world snow designs. Use evidence and details from the text to answer the prompt. So you should be able to use the notes that you have taken to help you. And also you can use your multiple choice questions to direct you to certain paragraphs to the kinds of information that you can find in them. As always, please reach out to your teachers if you need any help, and enjoy the rest of your day.